Hello and welcome to Dr. Nishant's Diary. This one's called Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. Well, we treat a lot of poor patients here, actually, a lot of poor patients. In fact, I've worked in hospitals for the last 6 years where we are treating very poor patients. I'm so used to it, that it's nice. You help someone out. With poor patients, there's still that this is a service profession attitude, which means that they're actually thankful for the help you give them, unlike patients who are not poor, who have started to believe that this is a service industry, and it has become a service industry where a doctor is providing a service and the patient is a customer. It's destroyed the original doctor-patient psychology and relationship of trust and care. But sometimes, you know what, it's so misleading to know which patient is poor and which isn't. I mean, recently there was this patient with clothes of people from very lower class. His wife was no jewelry, no other. There's dogs outside the window, and I'm scared now. But so the look, right? Poor people have that. They stood in line all the time to get food from the hospital. They didn't have their own bed sheets. They didn't have their own pillows. They had barely any money. And every time we sent an investigation, we made a poor free form and stuff like that. And he had one son, and the son used to pull the trolley and everything. And at the time of discharge, so I give them the discharge, and he's all like, okay, where are we going to go? And, when do we have to come back? And stuff like that. But suddenly the kid pulls out the same phone that I'm using. And the phone I'm using is, actually costed me about 22 grand online about 6 months ago. So it'll be at least 18 grand. And the kid pulls out that phone, and, it's kind of odd that they couldn't afford 500 rupees worth of medicine that, was important to his care. And he was his son because, well, he was there for a few days. And I've seen this happen again and again. I've seen people who seem to have nothing suddenly pull out gold jewelry from somewhere, not to sell, to wear, just when they get discharged. So, the world is more confusing than meets the eye. Sometimes I don't know whom to call poor, whom not to call poor. But one thing I've seen, though, educational levels don't matter all that much when it comes to caring for the patient. Especially in neurosurgery, a lot of care is nursing care. People need service from their relatives. They need to have their position changed. They need to be fed by a nasogastric tube. They need to have the tracheostomies cleaned. As much of service as you put in onto your patient, they recover much better. And I've seen that a lot of people from very poor backgrounds, especially villages, are much better at that service. They're more dedicated. They have more grit to see their own patients in difficult positions, to see wounds and to clean wounds, and to feed their patients diligently, patiently, and to stand in lines. And then often patients recover better when they have people around them who don't look at them and say, oh my god, what's happening, oh my god, what's happening, I can't do this, I'm getting a panic attack. So yeah, don't judge a book by its cover. Just because a person is illiterate from a rural background, he might just end up doing a much better job than people who are educated but have barely any grit and faint at the sight of a single drop of blood. Yeah.